I think just coming out aggressive with an aggressive mindset, just looking, hunting my shot and just looking, taking what the defense gives me and just staying focused and just, just being aggressive. Sometimes I guess it just depends on how I feel. Sometimes it's very mental with me, so not necessarily getting in the gym, but just like watching film and just kind of like focus on decision making. So I guess it just depends on how I'm feeling. For me, it was more so about like not getting in too deep because I mean with my size and girls in the Big Ten, I know that those girls are pretty tall, so it's just about making the right decision and the right read, just not getting in too deep at certain times. So yeah. Oh, she was hitting. I always feel good about that.
Yeah, it definitely helps open things up for both outside and inside play because then they can't focus on guarding one or the other. And so, our shooting outside definitely helps the overall play. I think my teammates did well getting me the ball at opportune times. And then their post players didn't like to play outside very much, so I tried to take advantage of that and use my pull-up jump shot a lot. Megan's a great player. 12 for 14. I mean, that's tough to guard. I think once we started fronting her, that really helped. It helped us contain her a little bit. But yeah, she's a great player, and we definitely are gonna know what we need to do for the next time we play them.
Outstanding. The people that came here today support us. It's our biggest crowd. Love to see them come back because it does make a difference when you hear a crowd, and momentum can be built by that. So I hope they know that they contributed to those runs. Defensively we had to make some adjustments, and what we did was what Alex mentioned. We changed where our coverages came from. I think we got some steals, opened it up. I mean, we got it within 5 in the third quarter. But they're a good team, and it's like bang bang. Their tempo, and because you have to give so much attention to Gustafson inside, what happens is you're constantly in rotations. When the shots go up, you do have to respect their shooters. So the boards really hurt us. Yeah, well, 75 points is enough to win, and that's what I told them. I mean, I think that we were when they were talking about stuff like I was trying to tell Brandy, just take that quick 15-footer, just come off green light. We told a lot of kids green light because if you bring it in deep. And she took it. She had that green light attitude. We had the same thing with Alex. I said, don't go after Gustafson. Just go out. She wants to sag, take your shot. And so I think those kids did it. What was nice to see is we had 1, 2, 3, 4 kids in double figures, and that hasn't happened. That we were talking last year. We'd always talk about 1 or 2, and that's when you start getting some momentum offensively. So I mean, I was pleased with their aggressiveness. I think that they did some changing defenses, slowed us down a little bit. Honestly, what you're talking about in the second half, they tagged aerial more, and but it really boils down to giving up 94 points.
Moved on from it right away. Is that a good sign for her?
When you see it is in practice first, because she was pretty. These kids. I don't have to get on them. They feel it themselves. And so after the last game, it was the next practice where you started seeing. That's where you build it, and you could see it build in the first day after practice. It really, yesterday and today, you could see she was like, okay, I got a little more swagger back, and that's a credit to her. And so then the product of it is when you see them on the court. So it's really a process for these guys, and I was really proud of the way she bounced back. Yeah, I love it. Ariel's in the gym a lot. She, since school's been started, I think she's been in every night, and that's what happens. That's things that coaches can't give kids. I don't hand out confidence. That's not. We'd all want to be confident with everybody we play. She, when you put that time in, 2 things that happens. I mean, you play with confidence, and you're less likely to give in, and that's what we're trying to build here. Well, our first plan was, to dig it out when the ball went inside. We didn't want, Megan to just go off on us, so we dug it out, trying to just every time that ball, we were actually trying to show it wasn't open in the first place. That was, get your hand in there. And then as that first half progressed, they were shooting the ball really well. We had to change because we couldn't get out to their shooters. So then we went around in a full front and took a kid from the backside and then challenged another one of their kids to try to score. That's what, the Posts always want to front Megan because they just hate the fact that when she catches, here we go. And so when they love to front, the flip side of that was, okay, now you got someone deep, and now that when that ball goes up, they've got to find a kid. And then, like I said, our boarding that was the difference in the game. They had way too many second shots. It was tough when you get down a little bit. We're trying to just get that fight for 40, and I thought they were just more aggressive and more focused. Yeah, they didn't play perfect basketball, but if you just were in the gym every day and you saw them practice day after day, and when it gets tough, you just be really proud of them because that's what I am.
Did you see from that?
Yeah, that may have to look at. I mean, their kick up and run to that lane is fast. You can see they play. It's a veteran group. I think we played enough people to stay with them, but I'll be honest. I'd have to look on the film to see if I didn't necessarily feel we were tired. They scored so many different ways, and that's tough. If you can get them down to one way, then you can play some D. But they have so many different weapons.